a useful thing to be able to do is to determine the expression for the output of a sequential circuit, or specifically just a latch. So the way I do this, and you might see people do it different ways, but this is the way I like to do it. We've got our S and R. We've got our current Q value, and we want to figure out what our next Q value is going to be, right? Because the latch, for example, in this steady state, or the S equals 0, R equals 0 state, Q shouldn't change. So that means that Q is at a 0, and so that means that it will remain at a 0. And here Q is at a 1, and so that means it will remain at a 1. Now in this state, we've got, this is a reset state, meaning that it doesn't matter what Q is, it's going to be changed to a 0. Changed to a 0. This is our set state. Both of these guys are our set states. Right here, we can do that, and right. So this is steady. This is reset. This is set, and this is no. So our set means that it doesn't matter what the input or the current Q is, our output will change to 1. Q will change to 1. And for our no state here, right, our forbidden state, what really happens, right, is this is actually just 0, 0. That's what would physically happen, so that's what we're going to put in for this. So you can see this sometimes. If you put don't cares in here, it kind of breaks things. But in the transition table that you saw before, you might see the X's there. But here we're going to put zeros here. And the reason for that is because we're about to do a Karnaugh map. And of course, this is a 3-input Karnaugh map. And so our inputs are S, R, and Q. And so we can label this guy. And now let's go ahead and fill things in. 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. Now we'll circle our terms. We've got an implicant there, and we've got an implicant here. Let's see what we get. So really, this is kind of Q next equals, and we've got, for this term, this is S R naught, and here we've got, what stays constant? Well, it looks like we've got R naught Q. So this is our output expression for the SR latch. And so the key is to really treat the current value as an input to determine the next output. Right? So we've got the current output to determine the next output. So we kind of just added in this extra variable, and that's how we get this. And actually sometimes you'll see this, you won't see the subscript on here. It'll just say as Q equals SR naught or R naught Q. But I like to have the next down there just to show that it's Q next.